We're live? We're good? We're in? What's up? What's going on, people? Sorry about the delay. We're 5 minutes late. Things happen. This is life. Can't control the way things go sometimes, but I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Today's a very special day because we are going to do something we've never done on this channel before. We are going to take this laptop apart and completely repaste the CPU, put it back on, and see if it actually makes a difference in terms of thermals. So I've already created a base for this laptop on idle. This laptop runs about 60 degrees Celsius. So I want to see if we can get a temperature drop by repasting it with liquid metal. Now before I begin, what's going on, peeps? I want to see some faces in this chat. Discord crew, are you in here? Say your names. I want to see your faces. YouTube memberships, those are up now. If you want to be part of the Matty Mo gang on Discord, there's YouTube memberships or channel memberships that are available now. You might want to join that. It's just a great, easy way to support the channel. There's a couple of perks you get with it. So link to that is obviously on my YouTube channel. Discord information is down below. Live streamed every Friday at 4 p.m. And of course on Sundays we do a Twitch stream, which we game. What's going on, John? What's going on, Andrew? What's going on, Wrong Bin? I hope you got your laptop. Zmad, what's going on, buddy? Roderick. All right, enough is enough. I've talked enough. Let's get into this. Tommy Tech, thank you, my man. This man has been supporting me since the day I've been born. Okay, not that long. I'm older than him. But he's been supporting me for a very long time. He's one of the best people you can have as part of your community. If you're lucky to have Tommy Tech in your community, you know you made it somewhere in life. It's a true story. It's a very true story. All right, so this laptop here is actually the Acer Nitro 5 Spin. This is a 2-in-1 laptop convertible. It has a GTX 1050. It's using a i7-8550U processor, so the U-series processor. And it's pretty portable. It's light enough you can carry it in a bag and you can take it wherever you want to go. I probably should turn off my phone so we get no more noises while we're recording here. Now the problem with this laptop is it does get a little bit hot and it also power throttles. BLR, thank you for joining the team. Welcome to the Matty Mo gang. I will give you details later on after this video. Welcome and I appreciate it, buddy. Now this laptop does get hot when you're gaming, which is kind of annoying and we don't want that. This is a thin and light laptop. I want to be able to game on it. I want to be able to do my work. So we need to do a couple of things to make it cooler. Now, obviously you can buy a cooling pad, which doesn't do anything at all. That basically gets you nowhere. And we've seen tons of videos debunking that myth. You could pretty much run this in a freezer. That will work, but you'll have to change your entire setup. But I think the best way and the easiest way, if you have a little bit of experience, is to remove the heatsink, repaste the GPU, repaste the CPU, and see if you get slightly better thermals. You're not going to get a huge drop, but they should be slightly better. Now, also on top of this, if that doesn't work, we're also going to undervolt the CPU, which basically means sending less power to it in order to reduce the amount of heat it produces. So let's start opening this bad boy up. Any questions in the meantime? While I do this, feel free to shoot them out because I'm going to be opening up this laptop. If you want, you can show my mug on the bottom right so people know I'm still here. So Ash is back, by the way. He's been quiet this entire time. I'm such an ass. I didn't even introduce him. Ash is a married man. He has the chain and ball already. So Ash, what's going on, buddy? Say hello to everybody in this chat.
I really appreciate the introduction. Thanks for that.
No problem. No problem. So yes, Ash has been a busy man. He's been away. He's been traveling Ontario.
Angelica says she loves the computer.
Thank you, Angelica. Thank you very much.
Veltruski says, don't forget to mention the reaction between the gallium and copper. So don't forget that.
Yes, Roderick, I've actually heard about uninstalling the intelligence framework. I got to do that as well. I know that will help. That'll also help with power throttling. So what's happening right now is, with the Nitro 5 Spin, is when you're using it on max performance, it automatically thermal throttles right away and the CPU doesn't boost anymore. So it kind of gives this like slow maintained clock speed the entire time. So what you got to do is remove the Intel framework, then plus a little repasting, we should see some beautiful work happening to this bad boy.
Gray asks, how much does this cost?
This laptop is exactly $950. If you're talking about the whole procedure that I'm about to do, it costs exactly $20, or it could cost $10. It just depends what thermal paste you're using.
So Justin asks, what liquid metal are you using? Any certain brand?
Bam! There it is right for you on the screen. That is the kann du not. This is the German kind, okay? This is the expensive stuff. Funny little story. When I ordered this, it cost $20 because I had to order it from the States, so that's like 9 million Canadian. Plus, just to get it here on time to do this thing, I had to pay an extra $20 for shipping. So this thermal...
You sold your children?
I basically sold my children, took out a second mortgage, but I do want to thank Memory C on Amazon. They're a great company who made sure this got to me within a day from the Estados Unidos. Okay? That's Spanish for the United States for those who don't know.
So, Zamad, I think is his name.
Zimad. His name is Zaref in real life.
Can you help me with the procedure for my computer? So, can you tell people how, if they were doing it, what general steps they should follow?
Well, that's exactly the whole point of this video. You're going to watch me go through those general steps. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to unplug your PC and power it down, okay? Then you're going to flip it on its back like this, and you're going to take the screws out of the back plate, kind of like I'm doing right now. I'm going to teach you guys like I'm Mr. Rogers. Then, after that, you'll see exactly what we're going to do, because we're going to go through the process together. Quite frankly, I can screw this entire thing up and look like an idiot, but that's the risk I'm willing to take for you guys.
Nice pun.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, if you want some questions, Hayden's asking, should I get a computer with 4 cores, 8 threads, and 8 gigs of RAM, or a 2-core, 4-thread with 16 gigs of RAM for gaming?
4 cores, what was the question again? 4 cores, how many threads?
4 cores hyper-threaded with 8 gigs of RAM,
okay.
or dual-core hyper-threaded with 16 gigs of RAM for gaming.
4 cores with 8 gigabytes of RAM. You'll see a much better. You'll see a better performance gain than you would with dual core. Even though most games still utilize 2, but I'm sure you're gonna have better performance anyways.
Ahmed's asking. He has an Acer Nitro 5 and he keeps it in a small drawer because he doesn't have space on his table. So, by doing so, will it overheat and explode?
Well, usually with laptops, you want to give them enough room to cool properly, just because, they're precious little things, and you want to have that space to breathe. I wouldn't stick it in a drawer. That's probably not the best idea. If you're seeing thermals being okay, fine, but you most likely get better thermals or better heat management if you take it out of the drawer, because you shouldn't put laptops in a drawer.
So I think I pronounced it iFideo, is asking, what is the toolbox you are using?
I'm using the iFixit case. This is pretty standard stuff between all YouTubers. And I just got to make sure I get in here, find a little groove where I can open this up properly without damaging the entire thing. I think in this corner we have one. Sorry guys if I take it away from the camera for a second. Just want to make sure I get in here. Okay.
So Yusuf said he did this on his Acer Predator 17 and he had very good results.
Really? Tell us about it, Yusuf. What kind of results did you have? Did you have huge CPU temp drops? Like, what was it like?
Well, he says here 30 Celsius drop.
I got another screw here. I probably should remove that.
You are terrible.
I am terrible. This is what happens when you talk and screw. Oh, wow. That didn't go. This is what happens when you talk. Oh, man. How am I going to recover from that one? This is what happens when you're not paying attention. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Not talk and screw. You shouldn't talk and screw. Could ruin the moment. But this is what happens when you talk and try to undo this at the same time. Okay, continue. More questions.
Monway says, I've taken the heatsink off my CPU. Should I have stopped watching the stream on it first?
If you don't know what you're doing, then yeah, you should probably stop.
I think you should turn it off first.
Yes, you should probably turn it off first, buddy. That was supposed to be a joke. I just went right over my head.
Yep, yes I did.
Oh my god, where is that?
Alexander's asking, should he get a Dell G3 or G7?
G7, definitely. I haven't reviewed the G3, but the G7 is a pretty good product. It's pretty balanced overall. But I think if you're going to get one of those, you should definitely get the G7. It just makes a lot more sense.
If you lost something?
I was looking for the head that I used. There we go. I found it.
So, the Lemon Doom has a good question. He says,
I like that name.
Parents don't want me to game in college. So any laptop that's non-gamery with a 1050 Ti.
Dell XPS 15, the Asus ZenBook Pro, the 530 I think it's called, or 580. Or you can do, XPS 15, which looks like a very good college laptop, or the Asus ZenBook Pro, the 580, has a 1050 Ti in it. All right, finally, after 4 hours, which only took me 5 minutes to do this, I've opened up the laptop, and this is what it looks like inside. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown for those of you unfamiliar of what a laptop looks like. But basically right here we have the battery on the bottom. This is a 48 watt hour battery. The size is not that big, but again, this is a U series processor, so you should get good battery life. We have a 2.5 inch hard drive. This is 1 terabyte. We have your M2 SSD. This is 256 gigabytes. This is not NVMe, it's just a regular 256 SSD drive. Then of course, we have 2 heat sinks. And we have the CPU and GPU right beside each other with 2 fans. I would have liked them to be spread apart on opposite ends for a good thermal solution, but this one has them right beside each other, which is usually not the best scenario. Wi-Fi card, which you can swap out, your CMOS battery, and then of course you have basically a little connector here for all your ports. And you have, this is soldered. This is RAM. The RAM is soldered onto the motherboard for this device. So that's kind of unfortunate. You can't swap out RAM on the Nitro 5 Spin. So if you are deciding to buy this laptop, just remember that. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is remove the heat spreader and of course the fans. Now when we do this, or if you're doing it, just be very careful when you remove it from the laptop because you don't want to rip anything. Also, some laptops have these screws labeled from 1 to 10 or from 1 to 8. If that's your laptop, make sure you're doing it in reverse order when you're taking off the heat sink because you can screw things up. Any more questions?
So Veltrusky is chiming in. He says it's very important to explain to people that they'll have to repaste with liquid metal again as the gallium gets infused by the copper with time and it loses its cooling characteristics.
That's correct. So some people say every 6 months. I think that's way too short. I think you can get away for about 1 to 2 years for liquid cooled solutions. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be using a liquid metal type solution, you will have to repaste more often. There's also other kind of thermal compounds you can buy. Like for example, I have here Ice 5. I also have Arctic Silver 3. This is like this stuff is like probably the cheapest stuff you can buy, but it's the most commonly used. It's good. You're not going to see a huge drop compared to, let's say, the Thermal Grizzly stuff, but it's fine. So there's some other solutions. These are non-conductive, so these you don't have to repaste every so often. We'll get to that in a second.
Andrew M is asking, does it matter what laptop cool pad I use? I got one on Amazon after I bought my HP Omen 15, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not since the laptop fans are on the bottom. I don't want to screw it up.
So there's a lot of good controversy with laptop cooling pads, and to be quite honest, the short answer is that most of them don't work. Like 99.9% of them are all gimmicks. So if you're thinking about buying a laptop cooling fan, don't waste your money. You're better off saving that money and buying yourself something special on your birthday.
Gray asks, should he buy an HP Spectre or HP Envy?
Ooh, good question. HP Spectre or HP Envy? I haven't reviewed them this year, so I don't know how they perform. So I can't answer that for you. I don't want to just give you a random answer based on specs because I don't think that's fair. So I'm not going to give you an answer on that.
Sanko asks, what is your opinion on combining low-end hardware like the HP Stream with something like GeForce Now? Do you think it'll get more popular in the future?
So actually, that's a good question. There's a couple people in my Discord server who actually use Shadow, which is another service, and GeForce Now. They like it. I mean, when I beta tested it a long time ago, there was still a bit of latency, so it wasn't perfect, but the frame rates were insane. If the latency is low enough now, it's a very viable solution as long as the games you play are compatible with the GeForce Now service. Okay, just a quick note, when you're taking off the screws on this motherboard, do not apply a lot of pressure because you can snap something or break something. So I have one screw kind of off right now, but this one is giving me a little trouble, so I'm just trying to find the perfect head for it so I don't push too hard, because the last thing you want to do is break it. Okay, so here we go. It's coming out now. I'm going to leave it as is. See how easy this bends with me just tapping it like this? I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. You have to be very, very careful.
Syed's asking, is this machine better than the Legion Y720?
The Legion Y720, that would be last year's model. No, the 720 is still a better machine. I think you get a 1050 Ti with the 720, which is a better CPU.
Well, there you go, dude.
But if I remember correctly, this one, why can't I find the proper screwdriver head here for this?
Well, in the meantime, for people that have just joined, what laptop is this and what are you doing?
Acer Nitro 5 Spin. I am removing the heatsink and fans from this device in order to repaste the CPU material.
You're talking.
Repaste the thermals. Repaste. Oh my god, I can't speak today. Repaste it with a liquid cooled solution. A liquid metal solution as opposed to a regular thermal compound. But I'm having troubles finding the proper screw heads, and I don't want to break this laptop while I do it. Sorry if I'm looking down all the time. Shouldn't be taking this long.
I have 2 phone questions. First one from Angelica says, should she get the S9 Plus or Note 9?
Ooh, that's a good question. So the only reason to buy a Note 9 is if you really, really need to use that pen. The pen is a lot nicer now, but if you only think you're going to use the pen every once in a while, I don't think the value is there. It's pretty much the exact same phone as the S9 Plus, minus like a bigger battery. But overall, like it just really depends about that S Pen.
And on that, your new member, BLR, says, Note 9, thoughts on 6 versus 8 gigs of RAM for gaming and general device performance?
So 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM I don't think makes the hugest difference, but you do have options to continue having more memories backed up, having more applications opened up in the background. It really comes down to how well Samsung optimizes their new theming with Android. I don't think you're going to see a huge performance jump from 6 to 8. So if that's what you're looking for, it's not going to be there. I think it's more of like memory management. How many apps can you keep in the background open for longer periods of time? I think that's what more the 6 to 8 does rather than giving you better performance overall. Okay, hold on. So I got 1 screw out. I need to get out 1, 2, 3. This one's out already. This one's out.
So Rocky says, please disconnect the battery, Matthew.
Yes! Rocky, thank you. I totally forgot to do that. So yes, Rocky made a good point, and he just saved me from potentially getting shocked. Whenever you remove the CPU and GPU for precaution's sake, always unplug the battery. Okay? He just saved my life. I could have died today, but Rocky here came out swinging. Rocky Balboa said, hey, Matt, take out that battery. And we're living. Also, technically, you're supposed to like push the power button just to make sure all the electricity has dissipated, but we'll just stick with the battery being disconnected for now. Rocky, you saved my life, buddy.
Roderick says, my girlfriend has got an XPS 15 9550 maxed out, and it was so goddamn dirty. Changed the thermal paste and got a 16 Celsius drop. 3 years of use.
Wow, that's ridiculous. But it's good that you actually took the time to clean it out, because usually that's the biggest problems with most laptops these days, is that people don't clean them out properly, and then you get these huge drops in CPU temperatures when you do actually clean it out. Okay, this is ridiculous. Why can't I unscrew this? Here we go. Let's try this guy. Nope, too small. Why is this so hard? I'm trying to use a square head this time because I don't want to strip it with the Phillips. But there has to be one between these two that I can use.
Gray says, can you please do a review on the HP Spectre or the Envy?
Honestly, HP Canada is ridiculous when it comes to getting units. So as soon as I can get one, if I get one, I promise to do a review on it. I think I found the actual head. Here we go.
So Lynn says,
the
whole reason you use a liquid metal is so you don't have to replace the thermal paste. It should generally last as long as the laptop does, though your mileage may vary.
I've heard different reports. I've heard you don't have to replace it, and people say, you know what, it'll last the entire time because it just does a better job of keeping your CPU cool. I've heard people saying because it is conductive, you have to repaste it every 6 months to a year. Well, I'll tell you what, people, we're going to test it out and see exactly how long it takes until you actually need to repaste it. Maybe I'll revisit this a year down the road. But you guys have to keep on top of me for that because most likely I'll forget. Okay.
DevKit asks, would undervolting be viable?
We're going to undervolt. That's what we're going to do as well. We're going to repaste and undervolt. That's the whole point. We're going to repaste first, and then we're going to undervolt to see if it makes a difference. Okay, so here's the fans. Fans are out. Okay. Now we have the CPU and GPU that we need to get to under here. Ooh, got to be careful with that one. Oh, one more screw. It usually helps if I take out all the screws. We'll just, you don't have to take the fans completely out. You can just leave them resting here. There's no sense in doing that. Okay, there we go. Boom. See that, guys? Here it is. Man, that CPU and GPU is small. So this is the GPU, I believe. And then this is your CPU right there. So the first thing we got to do is clean this stuff off. I forgot to bring a card in here. Maybe we can just do it with the coffee filters. So the best way to clean it off is by using an actual coffee filter.
Do you want a card?
Do you have a card?
Like,
Ash is going to give me your most expensive. You have like a platinum Visa that I can charge afterwards. So the best way to do this is by taking a card first, scraping off the thick stuff. Then afterwards, you can take a coffee filter because a coffee filter is not going to leave any residue like a paper towel. Then after that's done, you can use a purifier or a remover like the Arctis thermal material remover, or you can use, what's it called? Alcohol. Ibuprofen? Yeah, but there's not, which one's the one you're not supposed to use? I think it's ibuprofen point like something %, which will do the same trick. Okay, so let's remove this off.
Angelica asks, do you like making normal YouTube videos or do you like going live?
I love going live. I think it's a lot more interactive. I get to talk to you guys directly. It's easier, but I just think there's something special about it. You know, this was actually Ash's idea to go live all the time. But the best thing about it is interacting with you guys. You know what I mean? You can't do that in a regular video. But it comes down to content. You know, like, do you really want to watch a 1-hour video of me talking about a brand new phone? Or do you want to watch a 1-hour video of me interacting with you and going over things like how to repaste the CPU or GPU, or going through step-by-step answering your questions about a specific laptop? So I think live has its place for certain things, but sometimes it's just not worth going live. Okay, so I got all the thick stuff off. Take the coffee filter here and go nice and simple over this. Give it a nice smooth shine here.
Andrew says you should have got Dave 2D in the house. He opens every laptop he owns.
Yeah, so he does. All right. Oh, there's still no paste on this too. Well, that's fine. I don't need to care about that one.
Do you want more general laptop questions or specific?
Anything.
All right. So, Dallas King says, what is the best gaming laptop for college under 1500? Acer Helios 300 or the Y730?
Between those two, definitely the Acer Helios 300. Just because the Y530 is still a 1050 Ti. I mean, you'll save some money, but the 300 is going to give you that color accurate display. And of course, a full-size GTX 1060, which is huge.
So why don't you tell people what are good temperatures on laptops and what are bad temperatures on laptops?
Okay, so temperatures on laptops are totally different compared to temperatures on desktops. Desktops, they have the capabilities of getting really low idle speeds of like 30 to 40 degrees Celsius if you have a good cooling solution. Actually, there's a lot of things on the side here. Hold on, guys. Sorry to take the laptop away so I can get to this. But on laptops, idle temperatures are usually around 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, which is obviously a little bit hotter just because they're harder to cool, right? So when people, usually I get messages from people like, oh my God, my laptop temperatures, they're 60 degrees when they're idling. And I'm like, well, that's normal. These are laptops. These are not regular CPUs, like in a desktop. Because desktops, you have more space to work with. And it's normal for a laptop to get to 80, 85 degrees Celsius when it's under full load. But if that was happening on a desktop, I'd be more concerned just because, again, you have better cooling solutions. So go ahead.
ZMA.
ZMAD. Just call him ZMAD.
ZMAD scolds me for my wedding. But he also asks, what is the difference between the different liquid metals?
So there's not really much difference between liquid metals. I mean, every company has their own version of it. It just, it just basically comes down to which one gets the best reviews and why. But to be honest, I don't think there's that much of a difference in terms of actual quality. Thermal compounds is a different story. Some companies just have better thermal compounds than the other.
Master Ice says, Matt, I'll be joining engineering school soon, but he needs a powerful PC, but only in 2 years. So I was wondering if I should buy one now or wait 2 years and buy instead a more budget PC for essays.
Sorry, I didn't even listen. What was that again?
He says he'll be joining engineering school soon.
Yeah.
He needs a powerful PC, but only for 2 years. So he was wondering if he should buy one now or wait 2 years and buy now a more budget PC for essays and stuff.
For essays and stuff. I think, okay, you're kind of limiting yourself. You need a powerful PC, right? I mean, why don't you buy yourself a powerful PC now so you can enjoy your life? and not wait 2 years to enjoy it. And then, ooh, look at all that paste. And then down the road, maybe you can buy, let's say, an external GPU if it supports Thunderbolt 3. So you kind of have something good for while you're on the go. And then when you get back into, let's say, your dorm or your mom's basement, you can hook it up to an external GPU and have slightly more performance. So that's an option. Or you can buy something cheap, like let's say an iPad,
Chromebook,
or a Chromebook, or a Surface Go. Use that for now just to get your notes down and have a desktop PC at home. And then 2 years down the road, buy a more powerful laptop.
So Roderick says, what do you think about the ZenBook Pro with the i9?
So I'm getting that soon. I think next week, actually. So I'll give you my details on that. Maybe we'll dedicate a live stream to it. Do you guys want a dedicated live stream to the Asus ZenBook Pro? Let me know right now. Why is like numbers all over the screen?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So Fusion Harry says, Matt, is buying a refurbished laptop from a current year safe?
Buying a refurbished laptop from a current year safe. Well, yeah, so I think it is safe. Just make sure that whatever refurbished laptop you're buying, it still has a full year or the remaining year of warranty. Just make sure it's a long enough time to give you some long-term use, just in case anything happens.
Mohammed says, when will the Alienware review video release?
Next week. This week it's coming up. It's going to be short and sweet. That's my little trailer for you guys.
Roderick says, what are you going to do with this PC? Are you going to use it?
Yeah, I'm going to use it. Actually, I don't know what I'm going to use it for yet. But it will be used. All PCs go used here. At some point.
Blint says he had liquid metal on his I'm assuming Alienware 17R4 for 9+ months and managed to overclock his 7820HK to 4 GHz at 1.09 volts.
Wow.
Works like a charm.
That's crazy. Is that a 2018 Alienware he said? I mean, or 2017?
Alienware 17R4.
Really? Okay. Well, the 17's bigger, so it should have better cooling than the 15.
Monway says, can he repaste with Marmite? Because that's all he's taught. Do you know what Marmite is?
Isn't that like a...
It's like Vegemite.
Yeah, it's like
veggie.
a food.
Roderick says, please don't bend the heatsink.
I'm not bending the heatsink,
You're terrible,
Roderick.
man.
I'm being very gentle.
Bod says, the GPU is the one on the left, CPU is the one on the right.
Oh, oops.
Well, yeah, you got that one wrong. Theo Dennis says, clean it with some whiskey.
If I bring whiskey here, it's going to end up being drink and not cleaned. Okay. I think I got enough off. I know it's supposed to be perfectly clean, but I don't want to use that. That's going to cause a mess here. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take it off camera for 1 second just to make sure I got everything.
So, Tin Ash says, although you said the XZ2 Premium is a great phone, do you think it justifies its price?
So that depends on your needs. Honestly, if you're looking for the best smartphone camera, one of the top ones, it does a really amazing job. And it's unfortunate because not a lot of reviewers are talking about it, and I think that camera deserves some focus from them because it's such a great camera.
Oh, the camera's awesome.
The camera's amazing. Even Ash, like, he's used every single phone. He's a photographer. He films adult videos.
I'm a photographer? When did I become a photographer?
Well, I mean, you take good pictures.
Oh.
Okay, you're a enthusiast photographer who has a good eye. But anyways, and it's like one of the best cameras ever, especially 4K HDR. And apparently it just got an update. It hasn't come to North America, the update. It's pretty much in Asia right now. But it makes that monochrome sensor apparently one of the best sensors for black and white photography, which is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I genuinely believe the HDR video on a Sony is comparable to a low-end kind of DSLR. It's just very nice. Like very, very nice.
Yeah, so if smartphone photography is your number one thing, it's a great phone. But the problem with the phone is it's really big. Like, it's disgustingly big. Like, you need, like, 2 hands and your feet just to hold the thing every day. It's ridiculous.
Luft Bubblen says, did the same thing a couple of days ago with superb results. Feels good gaming with like 55 to 70 instead of 90 degrees Celsius.
Okay, I think it's clean. Oh, wait, a little bit more over here.
Monway says, are there any laptops with upgradable GPUs or CPUs?
Maybe a Clevo laptop, but most laptops, they're all soldered onto the motherboard. Look into Clevo laptops from Sager, Exotic PCs. Those are all Clevo-built laptops. Clevo is basically a Chinese manufacturer that assembles these like cookie-cutter laptops for companies. So you can check them out. MSI actually uses a lot of Clevo builds. I don't know if they still do, but they used to.
Another question about cooling pads. Ma says, do cooling pads really make a difference?
No, they do not. We just discussed this about 20 minutes ago. They do not make a difference. Do not waste your money on cooling pads. It is not worth it.
Clue Knight says, can you mix different brands or capacities of RAM?
So you can, as long as they're in, so if you have like 4 slots, as long as 2 slots are one specific brand and the other 2 slots are another specific brand, you can do it. But obviously it's always better to get one same brand. Like in a laptop with 2 slots, like these one, the RAM here on this one is soldered onto the motherboard, so you can't replace it. But on a laptop, you usually get 2 slots unless you buy a big hunker, then you want to keep the exact same RAM usually. Because what happens is it usually gets reduced down to the lower clock speed and sometimes incompatible. All right, you guys ready to put this back on? Oh wait, we need to purify it first. Let's purify it.
I think if anyone sees anything that he's doing wrong, just yell it out.
Yeah, feel free to yell at me if I'm doing something wrong because I've already almost electrocuted myself by not taking off the battery, and Roderick saved my life. So what I'm putting on right now is just a purifier. This basically prepares the surface for thermal placement, okay? This is like the preparation. Now again, you don't need to buy these thermal solutions, these Arctic cleaners. You can do it with like simple rubbing alcohol or ibuprofen. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. I'm gonna put it all over here because these had thermal paste on it as well.
So mixed response on the yeses and nos for the Asus ZenBook Pro.
Mixed responses to show it?
Yep.
Okay.
Glorious 50 frames per second says, OMG, you finally listened to me and decided to make a video on liquid metal.
Who said this?
Glorious 60 frames per second.
What's up, lover of tech? What's going on, buddy? I saw your Note 9 picture on your Instagram. How you liking it so far?
Vivi says, do you keep every laptop you review? What do you do with them?
I donate it to my cupboard, and they just sit there and collect dust. No, it depends. Sometimes most of these laptops I give back to the vendor. Sometimes I get to keep some of them, but usually they go back to the vendor.
Gray says, should he buy a Surface Go?
If you're buying a Surface Go, you have to understand the type of performance it can put out, okay? This is not meant to be a complete Windows PC replacement. It will handle any application, but if you start using Photoshop and stuff, you can do it. It's just going to lag a lot. Now, you have to keep in mind, if you have that expectation, it's a great product. As long as you're using it for basic productivity stuff, and at least you have the ability to load up applications that you couldn't do on, let's say, a regular tablet. It's also just much better to use than an iPad for school because you can actually multitask on it properly. Okay.
Roderick says, Matt.
Yes. Yes, Roderick. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong, Roderick?
Said, just please don't put liquid metal on top of the memory from the GPU.
Yes. No. So to clarify this, the GPU and CPU are going to get liquid metal. The memory around here, this is going to get your regular Arctic 3 compound paste because liquid metal cannot touch anything but like copper. Copper and, what was the other one? Nickel? Copper and nickel. It can't touch aluminum or any other sort of surface. There's my Arctic 3. Okay, so Arctic 3 is going on the black stuff because that's where there was thermal paste before. We're going to line it all up and make sure it's good. And then, of course, we're going to do liquid metal on the CPU and GPU. All right. There's a good chance that I'm going to be using this liquid metal and I'm going to squirt it all over Ash's eye. He's going to scream, and we're going to take him to the hospital today.
So before that happens, Syed and a few other people are saying, what is the best OS for programming?
Oh man, I'm not a programmer, but from what I understand, a lot of people like Mac OS because it's basically Unix. A lot of people like installing Linux on their devices because it's just better for development. And I guess it really comes down to what language you're programming in. Like if you're a Visual Studio creator, then you're obviously going to want Windows. But
there's a user in here.
I don't think it matters.
Called Matthew Mona's Discord admins.
Oh, really?
Which is funny.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Windex for everything. That was a great movie. Great movie. Canadian, by the way, for those of you who don't know. A Canadian movie. All right. Okay. I'm going to have to get close to this. I'm going to stand up because I don't want to screw this up. All right. So when you do this, you don't just open it up and start squirting it on like a maniac.
Everyone really wants you to dance for some reason.
I know. They're all perverts. You open this up properly.
Is that like an in-joke that I'm missing
Yeah, I
out?
danced once on the thing a couple times when you weren't here, and then it's been a thing ever since. Where's the other head? There's different heads for this. I need the proper head for this right now. Because this could get dangerous.
Or 10, go.
Sorry?
iPhone 8 Plus or 10, go.
I prefer the 10, even though it has a nasty notch, but The iPhone 8 is good too, but I personally rather have the iPhone 10.
That was from Suli.
Okay, we'll just do this head. Oh boy, I'm nervous to do this. I've never done it. This is my first time using liquid metal, by the way. So I usually do this with regular thermal compound, not liquid metal. I know from what I've read, if you squeeze it too hard, it'll literally be a nightmare.
A few people have asked, why are you cleaning the thermal pads from the memory?
The thermal pads from the memory. Those are not thermal pads. Those were actual paste. They didn't have thermal pads on this. Unless they got overheated and then I removed them. That's probably what it was. Did I just remove the thermal pad? No, I don't think they were thermal pads. They look like paste to me. I know what thermal pads look like. They're like that squishy little thing. That wasn't it. Unless they overheated and melted.
Well, other people have also gone, you're doing it wrong, and then they say, I'm just joking. So.
Oh, okay. Well, screw you all then. I'm going to do it this way. We're going to use regular thermal paste for the memory. Okay, here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, so nervous. Here we go. Just a little bit. You don't understand how slow I'm pushing this.
This is tense.
Okay, something's happening. Oh, look at those balls. That did not sound good again. Jesus, Matt.
Valen says, don't forget to put conformal coating / electrical tape. So, I don't know what you're doing.
You don't worry about what I'm doing, mister. Okay, those two. Okay, let's start with this one.
NY Yankee 501 Street West says, that looks very hard.
Okay. That actually looks kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see the liquid metal on this because of the ISO. Let me just reduce this for a second. Let's see if you can do this. Oops. ISO. Okay, I'm going to leave it a little bit darker so you guys can see. But anyways, those two little balls look badass. Here, I'm going to try to bring it closer to the screen for you.
Nope.
No?
You carry on.
Okay, can you see it, Ash, on your screen? Okay, he's going to tell me to carry on. All right, so the next thing you need to do, this I actually might have put too much, but the next thing you need to do is use one of these Q-tips and rub it into the CPU and apply a thin layer.
You can show people now if you want.
Yeah, so there you go. Thin layer, two little balls, okay? Oh, man. Whoa, there's like a popping noise. So this takes a little bit of finesse. It's going to take some time. Is there any more questions in the meantime?
How long does liquid metal last? I mean, there's some pretty deep ones. Teja asks, can I put a Samsung 970 EVO 256 in my Predator 500 and get RAID 0 working?
Yeah, if you put two of the same drives in your Predator 500, you can. There's like 3 different M2 slots. So you can easily do that with 2 of them.
Everyone's making fun of your balls.
Hey, man, these balls are gone. I'm trying to do this so precise. This is very nerve-wracking. How many people are in the chat right now?
I will let you know in a second. I'm just trying to find some questions. There's just so many. Roderick says, Matt, I do not recommend to put the liquid metal right to the GPU. I'd first put it to a plate, then put it to the GPU with a cotton. What
I was told is supposed to do it on both the actual plate and the GPU. So 2 layers at the same time. Some say you just do 1 layer. Others say do 2 layers, one on the GPU and then one on the actual heatsink itself.
Pepsi says he has a laptop. Doesn't really matter which one. He says it gets really hot when playing demanding games like PUBG. What do you suggest he should do? He should just repaste it.
You should be doing what I'm doing right now. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Roderick, what do you think, buddy? Does it look good? Are we good to go with this? Do my balls succeed? How do my balls look? Okay, I'm done with the ball jokes.
Roderick is saying, why does he have a feeling this will end in a power short? Where is the electrical tape?
What do you need electrical tape for? I've never seen anybody do with electrical tape. I'm a professional here, okay? Professional doing this on camera. You don't need electrical tape. All right.
I'm just waiting for the influx of comment on that.
Okay, we're going to do the CPU now.
Amantis Mingala says you should apply
Earbud.
around dye nail clear coat for protect. So I lost it. Bod said some people put tape to protect the metal parts of the CPU, GPU, PCB.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch that. I got the hands of a cat.
So everyone, this means it's not going to work.
The hands of a cat, buddy. Reflexes of a hockey goalie. And the eyes of a hawk.
Eagle says you have to put a bit excess. Use an earbud to clean the excess. Earbud, rather.
Like an earbud you use for the gym?
Vlin is freaking out. He says it's too much. You're not supposed to look like a pool. Thin it out.
I'm thinning.
This is tense. Everyone's saying too much.
Okay, so maybe if it's too much, I'll just apply one layer. How about that?
The electrical tape is for the capacitors. Everyone's saying, isn't that too much? What's going to happen when you put the other part? Liquid metal will spill. Too many balls.
Okay. Should I dab it? Should I dab it with the coffee filter then? No, I'm going to leave it. I think it's fine. I think we're overreacting here, people. I think it's fine. Okay? We'll just do one layer. We won't do it on both sides then.
I'm sure you're meant to tell people how to do these things.
I know. Everyone in the comment section knows everything. All right.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they know more than you.
Probably. Okay, we're going to do some more balls on this guy. Whoa! Oh my god, that was too much. Too much! Jesus, Lord of mercy. Okay. We got to get this off somehow. Shit.
Should not swear on the live.
Demonetized. Demonetized. Yes, I know. Thanks, Asan. I can see there's too much liquid metal there.
Yeah, it's
okay.
People are saying, Field Dennis said the thinner the better, 2 layers are not needed. Someone says, why are you so angry, bro? Too much. Stop. You're putting too much on a GPU. Wow, it's like reading a script as I scroll down.
Okay, there we go. Took some off. Let's see what happens.
If the liquid metal touches the resistors near the die of the chip when you mount it, you will kill it.
Good point.
For peeps with no experience, this is BLR, your new member. Says, what is a reasonable price to pay to have this done in a shop?
You don't need a shop. Just send it to old your Uncle Matty Mo and he'll do it for you. I know that's going to work, but I fixed the other one. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll just dab it with this coffee filter. Just a little bit. Be very precise here with this.
So, yeah, there's way too much on a GPU. There's capacitors around the die. Watch for them, but there's a tape on the heatsink, so no electrical tape. You must coat the elements of the GPU with nail polish.
I'm not putting nail polish on my laptop, okay?
Just one small drop. Too much liquid metal. The liquid metal is pooling up. Oh, I lost the comment. No, something.
Let's see if I can grab some more out of this.
This is great. Everyone's just tanning on you. This is awesome.
I know you like this. I'm getting it out. I'm getting it out.
Matt, when you put the heatsink in, it will make pressure, and the liquid metal might squeeze out, and short the GPU, CPU.
Well, then that will make this video a lot more exciting.
Angelica, on the other hand, says, hey, I'm going to get my first phone next year. What phone do you recommend?
Thank you, Angelica, for changing the subject. I like you for that, and therefore I'll answer all your questions going forward, and everyone else will be ignored. I'm joking. First, there we go. There's a lot less on the CPU, on the GPU now.
Would you recommend a Motorola phone?
Yeah, I heard the new Motorola Z3 Play is kind of nice. You can check that out, but it's not available if you don't live, unless you're in the States. Okay, I'm going to do this one now. I just wish this wasn't touching the side.
More comments for electrical tape around the edges so it doesn't short. And then people making fun of your big balls.
You have to have big balls to do this.
Everyone's saying it will spill out when the heatsink is applied. And then everyone's commenting on your language. So well done for that.
Bad language? Don't swear?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And then Monoway just chimes in and says, hey, you want to go to the doctor because that ball looks swollen. Stop using a metal tip. The black tip allows you to suck the excess back in.
Yeah, I already did that.
And then BLR comes back in and says, oh, his balls are way too big. Tej, with his previous question, he says, will you be able to use different brand SSDs for the RAID 0 setup, or do they need to be the same brand?
It's best to use the same brand to avoid any performance hiccups. And the same size.
Too much on the CPU and GPU. It's VD21 TV says, hi, Matt.
Hello, hello.
Roderick is clearly getting his kicks off on this. He says he's never had such a good time watching a live stream. Probably because you're ruining a laptop.
They're liking this because I'm screwing it up. That's the problem. But they don't know that I'm going to be right, and this is going to drop by 50%. When I load this laptop up, we're going to get 10 degrees Celsius. Every single game, full performance, 10 degrees Celsius. It'll never thermal throttle. In fact, I'm going to be able to use this laptop as a cooling pad for your laptops.
Or DG Master says, regular electrical tape will melt, so use polyamide tape, which is made for higher temperatures.
I'm going to use no tape.
What laptop is this, by the way?
Acer Nitro 5 Spin.
There you go. Field Dennis says, the idea is to fill out the tight space between the plates, micro fills between the plates, thermodynamics, heat transfer, etc.
Okay, I'm not going to put, since I have too much on...
And then Yusuf just chimes in and says the heatsink is already taped, so don't worry.
All right.
This is amazing. This is like a theater play. It's just great. People just shouting.
I am just holding my breath here. This is whew, it's getting a little hot in this basement. This is a cold basement.
Tom's back.
Tommy boy.
With some more money for you.
Tommy, thank you, my friend. You know why Tom's giving me money? Because he knows I'm going to blow this up and I have to buy a new laptop.
Roderick asks, did you ever see the Linus Tech Tip video about their experience with liquid metal on laptops?
You know what? No, I have not, and I'm afraid to ask what happened.
There you go, Roderick. You should catch him up.
Yeah, you know what? Let me know. Okay, this is enough. Because you guys say I have too much metal, I'm not going to place any liquid metal on the actual heat sinks over here. We're going to leave it as is. But I am going to use regular thermal paste for...
It's just so funny.
The CPU, I'm not going to put on yet. Hold on, just calm down, people. So we have to do it on those two.
But I want to
tell
you the comments where people are ripping into you.
What are they saying?
Oh, Watch Bear's like, too much liquid metal and no coating for the capacitors on the GPU. Do not follow this guide, please. So.
Well, you know what? We're going to find out right now.
I mean, he's probably right. They shouldn't follow this guide. This is a terrible guide.
It's the best guide. I've never seen anyone...
Chris says, please notice me.
Chris, I notice you.
Chris Toft, that is.
We're using the P method here for these. Technically, you don't need to do what I'm doing right now. So technically, what I'm doing right now is not what you're supposed to do. Technically, this is way too much thermal compound. But what you're technically supposed to do is get those thermal pads and put them over the rest of the chips. But I don't have them here, so I'm going to try using thermal compound to see what happens. So let's see. This is a science experiment, okay? If I did everything right, it would be a boring YouTube channel. All right, a little too much, a little gooey, but that's life.
Oh, Frederick chimes in. He says, hey, Matthew, don't know if you've been asked about this, but can you make a test with an eGPU on the HP Omen 15?
I don't have the Omen
other
15.
Computers in the same class.
I don't have the Omen 15 anymore, but, okay, here it goes. Hold on, wait. Just do this right. That goes in here. Before I put this down, okay. Oh, I'm so nervous to do this. Okay, here we go.
Roderick is, he's having a good laugh. He says he wonders if this works and for how long.
It's going to work forever. Where's the faith, Roderick? Okay. Whew. All right, it's in.
And squirt everywhere.
No. Right in the eye. Okay, here we go. That's on.
So David says, conformal coating is kind of standard around the liquid metal or the right kind of nail polish. And he says, maybe watch Linus or Gamers Nexus for tips.
No. Watch Matthew Monis for tips, because you're not going to learn anything from those guys. When you get the information right, then you know the video is not educational. You need to see the mistakes. You need to go along with the person who's showing you how to do it in order so that you don't make those mistakes. It's better I make them than you make them, correct? Thank you.
Does liquid metal degrade your heatsink over time?
No, it does not. Oh, it only does if, well, it'll degrade if it's not copper, like the actual heat pipe, but we should be good. Okay, so let's go this one and this one. We'll screw in. I'm so nervous right now. It's ridiculous.
This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, guys. Okay, do it lightly.
Why don't you just build some kind of mat thing that goes below -10 Celsius? And what kind of paste are you putting on that?
There you go. It's the coconut. The coconut ultra high performance.
What about the paste?
That is the paste.
Thermal paste?
Oh,
yeah?
the thermal paste is the Arctis Silver 3. It's the standard stuff that like everyone uses.
BLR says, hey
Oh.
everyone, ooh, if you want to see Matthew unfiltered, watch the Twitch live stream. It's awesome.
Yes, come every Sunday night. Actually, I've been doing it more randomly lately, but guaranteed every Sunday night I do a gaming stream. Usually I do it on a laptop that I'm reviewing, so you guys can see the actual thermals of it. But yeah, I've been streaming quite consistently recently. We actually might do it tonight if we can get things set up. I'm gonna go over to Ash's house. We might play some Rocket League, so we might come on and do that tonight. I don't want to screw this in too hard because you don't want to screw this into the motherboard. It could crack it.
You don't want to screw anything too hard.
That's true. Well, sometimes you do. Sometimes you do.
Tech Lover has the Helios 500, and when he starts PUBG, it goes to 90 Celsius maximum. What should he do?
What I'm doing right now. That's my answer for everyone who's saying that.
Black Thover is in the house. He says hi from Kosovo.
Black who?
Thover.
Big Mac. What's going on, buddy? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. There we go.
ZMAH.
Zmad. Just call him Zmad.
I don't know. Matt chose the nickname, and then I changed it because I got annoyed. Jay's Bezos says, why are you ignoring him?
Because I'm not the one. I'm not ignoring you. Ash is ignoring you. So Ash, why are you ignoring him?
There's just so many questions. I'm just trying to get through all of them.
Okay, I'm trying to find where I put the screw. Where did I put that screw? This is a problem when you're not organized.
Talk about preparation, huh?
Where'd it go? Okay, I'm missing a screw for the fan here. Okay, hold on. It has to be here somewhere.
I
Okay, these are the case screws.
think I just won the biggest bet I've ever made.
But what was the bet?
That you'd lose something and mess something
Of
up.
course I'm gonna lose something. This is me. I'm the most unorganized person on this planet.
Oh, just to add to this, Sick Butcher says, hey, do you have any electrical tape to cover the small chips on the CPU? Just want to make sure the liquid metal doesn't spread. Do you?
No, I don't have electrical tape. That's not part of this demo.
There you go, dude.
Where is that screw? Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna find it. Ash, do you see it anywhere?
Is it underneath the laptop?
I checked. I didn't lose it on here, did I?
Wait, hold on. There's something on your side underneath
Where?
the laptop.
There is?
Underneath the laptop. There you go.
Oh, there it is. It's on the laptop itself. All right. Back in business.
Some guy says, Path, any problem with me? No problem with anyone. David says, are you going to break into an iMac Pro next?
If you want to buy one for me, I'd love to do it.
Even though Roderick has been laughing his butt off on this whole thing, he still thinks this is super fun. So
Good.
just
That's
know
the whole
that.
point of
Just
that.
Take comfort.
Just take comfort that Roderick finds it fun, even if this blows up in my face. Okay, let's put the battery back in, because Roderick saved my life once.
Frederick, he says he doesn't have the HP Omen anymore, but he does have an eGPU, so he'll definitely be doing something to do with that.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, 100%. So I bought an eGPU already. I got a 1070 in there. I probably shouldn't be using this to do this, what I'm doing right now, but that's the whole point of the stream. Here we go. But yeah, I'm gonna start testing Ultrabooks with GPUs, external GPUs, just for you guys. Okay, battery's in.
So just FYI, people, Matt is obviously doing his thing. I'm trying to get through all the questions, so if we don't reply, it's not intentional. We're just trying to get through.
Okay, I'm not gonna put the screws back on this yet. I'm gonna just leave them off, just in case it blows up and I need to go in there and I don't know. All right, you guys ready?
Rogman wants you to dance. I think you should dance.
I will dance. I will dance if this works. I will dance if this works, and I rub it in. Whoever said I need to bring electrical tape to this shenanigan. Okay, where's the power plug for this? Okay, I don't need a power plug yet. Let's just see if it turns on.
Oh, here comes the moment of truth, people.
All right, here we go. We have lights. We have lights. We have an Acer logo. Actually, this is a convertible. I can just do this. Put a little bit like that. Ha! So far, so good. Now we're going to test out the frequency of the CPU, see how hot or cold it is, or if it's... I don't hear any fan noise yet. I'm going to change the battery to make sure it's on best performance. Okay. Let's load up HW info to see what our CPU temperatures are.
Roderick has popcorn. 2tax has the extinguisher ready.
Beautiful. So technically they are right. You do need electrical tape, but because I have such precision and I'm a skilled computer entrepreneur, I am able to do this without electrical tape. Okay? But don't try it without electrical tape at home. Oh shit. Just the windows pop up. We're good.
So, before we get too carried away, the tape is there to protect you for the long term.
Okay, well, this is a short-term video. We don't have time. Oh, look at those temperatures, baby. Okay. So let it just be idle for a few minutes. Okay? Just let it be idle. I'm not going to do anything. So before this, I actually have my phone here. I took a picture. Before this, idle temperatures. I don't know if you guys can see this. Can they see that? I don't know if they can see that.
Syed asks, hey, are you high now?
No, I'm not high. Okay, so before this, idle temperatures, which are basically these four right here, were 61, 51, 64, 57. That's like what it was doing idle after booting up the laptop. Okay? Now, idle temperatures are between 44 and 42 degrees Celsius, or 42 to 44 degrees Celsius. That's a 13-degree drop in idle temperatures. That's absolutely nuts. Now, I'm gonna get the plug, which I have right here. We're gonna do a skydive test, and we're gonna compare it to the one that I did before opening up this laptop. So the core temperature right now is at 40 to 41 degrees Celsius. Can I explain to you that's a 20-degree drop in temperature?
Well, let's plug it in first.
Okay? The metal is here to pedal. Okay, let's plug it in. Oh, hey, go back down. Don't go to 46, buddy. I'm watching you. And I haven't even undervolted it yet, so that's pretty impressive. Okay, still at 46. Can they see this on the screen? It's really...
Can you turn the brightness down?
Let me turn the brightness down. Let's try that.
All right, I got it.
There, they got it now.
Oh, you got it?
Go back so they can see. Yeah, they can see now. So yeah, right here, okay, now it's jumping up to 50, to 48, 47, 50. So still, now it's going back down to the 40s on idle. So there is a difference, at least 13 to 18 degrees temperature difference. Now let's load up Skymark, which I did a test prior to this, and I'll show you guys the results, and we'll compare it. I'll just do the test first, and then we'll compare it. Let's see
People
here.
really want you to dance. Descent thing is kind of like blowing his nose. Syed's asking you to dance.
How many people are in here right now?
I will let you know. We have 186.
186. Okay. I don't dance unless there's 500 people in the stream. So if you can get the stream up to 500, I will strip.
That's very fair.
Okay.
So people are asking for context around those idle temps. Was it plugged into the charger?
That's correct. It was plugged into the charger with best performance all the way up, which is what I have it on right now. So it's gone up a little bit to 50. Ooh, that core went up to 59. Oh, it's back down.
Nubish says, hey, does liquid metal emit any fumes? Matt seems to be a little loose.
No fumes. We're good.
I think he's always a little loose.
All right, here we go. Will it do its thing? Can you dab? There you go. Dab just for you, buddy.
Descent thing says something about, oh my God, 500. What does that mean?
Something 500. After this, uninstall Intel thermal framework. Okay, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Once I do this benchmark, we'll compare it, see if it's slightly cooler, and then after that, I will uninstall Intel benchwork, and then maybe we can try undervolting the CPU and see how well we can get.
And then next week, we'll have a remembrance party for this laptop.
It will survive a week, I guarantee it.
Are you going to cover undervolting on this stream?
If there's time. What time is it? Oh, it's already an hour over. Okay, I can basically show you quick how to undervolt, but to get the proper undervolt settings, it's going to take some playing with. But I can do a quick overview of how to undervolt your laptop in like 2 minutes. Okay, we're just going to see how this goes.
So yeah, Rod says uninstall Intel thermal framework and then run Prime 95 in small FFTs.
Okay. Is it smart to get an older 2016 laptop in 2018? It depends what your price range is. Whoa. Let's turn that down.
Oh yeah, so Descent thing said He was blowing his nose at 500 views. I think you're giving people a very hard time. I think you just need to dance.
I will dance at 500. I don't dance for nothing, okay? There needs to be some sort of motivation to get down and boogie.
Well, if you want any viewers at all, I think you should dance.
OG Taco says, what GPU does this laptop have? There's a GTX 1050 in here. Can we hold a funeral for this laptop if it dies? Yes, I will actually do a live funeral. We can do a live stream funeral. That could be a first. We can live stream the funeral for this laptop. I don't know if you guys can hear the fans going now. I don't know if that means it's a bad thing or if it's about to explode. But we're going to find out in a few minutes.
So Andrew says, can he do this on his 2003 Dell Inspiron?
You can do it on any laptop. You just got to make sure that your laptop, if you're using liquid metal, just make sure your laptop is using copper or nickel. You don't want to do it with aluminum because it will basically destroy your laptop. And but yeah, just take the precautions. Like make sure it's out of warranty. You're comfortable opening up your computer. You're comfortable of removing the heatsink because you don't want your laptop to break either.
You have been called out. Gabriel says you said you would dance if the laptop worked. You are a liar.
Put on music and I'll dance.
All right.
And it better be something good, okay?
Well, it's going to be your favorite man because otherwise we can't show anything on this stream.
That's true. It has to be something from SoundCloud or I'll put that in the middle so you guys can see here.
Okay, if everyone's ready.
So, that's all you get. That's all you get. A little tease. That's it.
Well, that was fun.
500 you get. By the way, are you Portuguese somehow? Yes, I am Portuguese. I am Português.
Will you try liquid metal on a MacBook Pro if you ever get your hands on one?
No, I will not, because then I'll have to keep it, and I don't want to keep a MacBook Pro because I have no use for it. Just because I don't, not that they're bad computers, it's just they're not part of my workflow. Like I need to use a Windows PC. Adobe Premiere runs better on it, and I game. So no. All right, almost done. This test is almost done.
Happy with that dance. They need to see some legs moving.
I don't know. See, look, Gabriel Treasure says it was a sexy dance. That's all that matters. Okay.
Minix says, doesn't gallium react with copper?
I have no idea. I am not a scientist or a chemist. I am not Breaking Bad. I am not running a trailer making meth.
This is terrible.
I do not know.
You should know this stuff.
Do a Fortnite dance. I don't play Fortnite. Oh, I do play Fortnite. I'm just really bad at it. I actually played with Tommy Tech, who was in here the other day, and it was a terrible experience. They're all yelling at me in Dutch. They're like, who is this American you play with? He is bad at this game.
That doesn't sound...
No, it doesn't sound like him. That's not his accent, but it's the closest I can get. All right, come on. Finish. Here we go. Nope, still running benchmark. We're almost done here. Come on. It's loading up. Matthew, can you use the Alienware 17 R4 laptop with external 25-inch monitor and still get 240 hertz refresh rate?
That would depend on your monitor.
Depends on the monitor, yes, but it also depends on if it has a display port. I think the Alienware 17 has a display port. It does, and I think it's 1 point, whatever the version is that lets you to do that. I don't think you can do the HDMI, though.
Andrew really wants you to do...
Tom Tech. Oh my God, I don't sound like that. I know you don't, Tom. That's the best I can do. Okay, buddy? That's
Andrew
the best
says
I can do.
Do the Fortnite dance.
I don't even know what the Fortnite dance is, man.
OG Tuco says, what's your favorite game?
Yes, BLR, you're the man. Thank you so much. The dancing was hot. Can we lock the doors and do grown-up things? Yes, you can. Come on over. We'll do tons of grown-up things. Just don't tell my wife.
Yeah, favorite game.
Favorite game? Overwatch.
Oh, here we go. Monoway says, can you report the stream for being misleading because the dance wasn't even a dance? The dance is terrible.
Hey, that was a little dance. That was like getting into the groove kind of dance, you know? You got to be patient with that kind of stuff.
Aqua says, heard that undervolting a CPU can cause an issue of the laptop never booting up. Any comment on this?
Here's the thing. If you're doing it from the BIOS, that's kind of true. But usually what happens on the newer BIOS is they actually reset if there's those types of issues. But if you're doing it on a laptop, you're most likely using a tool in Windows. So something like the Intel Extreme utility will allow the laptop to boot up. And once you get into Windows, it'll be undervolted. So that won't cause any issues on your laptop. Oh my God, hurry up, Skydiver test.
Dissenting says, Matthew, do you require a Mac OS laptop or a PC for college? You have whatever you want, right?
It's up to you. Like, it doesn't make a difference. Like, they're both great. They're both great systems. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing. I honestly don't see a purpose of getting a Mac unless you're doing something specific that you need a Mac for. It's a great operating system, but you are paying the Apple tax. And quite frankly, there are so many great Windows laptops now. It's kind of hard to like choose a Mac unless you need it for a few specific reasons. I don't hate Macs. I'm just saying.
Tom Tech says he likes Fortnite.
Matt, for 5 seconds, you look like Snoop Dogg on a party. Hell yeah.
Tej says, hey, don't you play Overwatch with Dave 2D?
No, I do not. I do not.
Syed says, hey, what's the trackball in Lenovo laptops?
Oh, so that's the track. It's called a track point. And basically, back in the day when
Is it called the nipple? I thought it was called.
Well, that's the slang term. The nipples. The slang term is we call it a nipple, but it's technically called a track point. And when IBM owned, well, before Lenovo made ThinkPads, IBM used to make them, and IBM sold off its division to Lenovo. And when IBM made those laptops, they had the nipple in the middle, which a lot of people got used to. I personally still love it. In fact, when I have the nipple in front of me, I love to touch it. God damn it! I'm just keeps going the wrong way, this chat. I still use it because I just find it a lot more comfortable, at least when it comes to like productivity.
Cool. So
I love PUBG too, Dinesh. Don't ever forget PUBG. It's such a great game. Sorry.
Fusion Harry says, for some reason, after my undervolt, the battery got worse. I used Intel Extreme Utility.
Battery got worse. I used the Intel. Well, I mean, of course your battery's going to get worse. I mean, it's just normal for a laptop's battery to get worse over time. To be quite honest, especially if you're using a gaming laptop, like, the battery sucks anyways.
Best laptop between $500 and $700.
Oh, man. Oh, you're going to look at budget laptops. You're going to want something with the MX150. Okay, hold on. A good option is the Acer Aspire E15 or Acer Aspire 5 or Acer Swift 3. Check out those ones. Or the Asus VivoBook if you want something different.
ZMA says, can we get a thermal reading?
Yes, that's what we're doing right now. Okay. So, the Max... Oh, thermal reading? Here we go. Okay, so we're looking at... Let me put this light on here. Here we go. So right now, surface temperatures are around 44 degrees Celsius, 41, 40. I mean, the test is stopped, so it's going down. But we're looking at 44 degrees Celsius for the surface of this laptop, which is good. As long as it's below 50, I'm a happy guy.
BLR says he's unsubscribing because you keep saying nipple. But then Syed says, hey, I like touching nipples too. So.
This conversation is going in the wrong direction. So 44 degrees for surface temperatures just when the test ended. All right, monitoring. Let's compare it. Let's see what we got here. Let's go down here. And we're going to, I want to show the details. No, show details. Here we go. So temperatures of the CPU, we're looking at 77 degrees Celsius across the board. The highest it ever got was 75. So 75 seems to be the max point for this laptop. Okay? So that's pretty good. But then again, this laptop is being thermal throttled. There is power throttling. So in order to get a more accurate reading, we're going to have to disable all of that. But we're talking about the exact same test before I did the whole repaste. So 75 degrees Celsius is the highest that this laptop got to. Okay? So hold on, wait. Sorry, 79 for the GPU, 75 for the CPU. So remember that, people. 79 for the GPU, 75 for the CPU. Now let's open up the other one. Where is it? 3D Mark. Today is the 2nd. This is done at 2 o'clock before this. Okay, this is loading up. So here it is, the exact same test. Did it load it up?
Niraj says, should he buy this Nitro 5 spin?
No. You should not.
Why?
Because, I mean, okay, if you're not using it as a gaming laptop, it's fine. You'll get great battery life. I mean, you can game a little bit, but I found gaming on this laptop just wasn't that great. I found a lot of drop frames. You'll have to do a lot of things like disable power volting, power throttling in order for it to run properly. All right, here we go.
BLR is a good suggestion. He's like, yo, we should open this laptop next
week.
Okay,
hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, well, never mind.
So I said 79 and 75. The highest GPU and CPU temperatures here are 88 and 89. That's insane. That's a 10-degree drop. Look at that. 88 and 89. So we got a 10-degree drop when it's under full load. That's pretty impressive. So 10-degree drop, about 10-degree drop when you're on idle, 10 to 15-degree drop on idle. So overall, we've improved heating without even undervolting it yet. This is the longest stream I've ever done in my life. Now, do you guys want to undervolt?
Well, you still need to uninstall thermal framework.
Okay.
And that stuff. So BLR did say that you should open this up next week and see what damage you did.
There will be no damage. There's no need to open it up because I am confident that I did a perfect job.
Peter asks, did the HP Omen CPU heating issue get solved, or is it still a problem?
So there was a BIOS update that helped thermals, but yes, it still gets hot. But overall, it doesn't drop any frames when you're playing, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, it still gets pretty hot. To be honest with you guys, like every single laptop you're going to be using these days that's a gaming laptop is going to get hot. Like that's just the way it is. Engine, dynamic, and thermal frame. Here it is. Okay.
Outlaw says, hey, I wish you did this with the Helios 300.
Yeah, I wish I did with Helios 300 too, but I had to send it back. I don't have it anymore, unfortunately, which kind of sucks.
So after this, you could do a Prime 95 test.
After this, we're going to do Prime 95. Yeah. So we're going to
And
finish.
then
We're
you
going to
can
start it.
undervolt if you want, or you could do next week and dedicate that to undervolting.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to. Oh, man, Windows updates. Really? Come on. This is the worst. Right when. Man, blue screen always has to come, you know? All right, well, this is getting pretty late, so let's take a few more questions. I'll do the Intel Extreme Utility. We'll see what CPU temp. But the problem is we don't have a base from prior, so we're not going to know the difference. But based on the two tests that I did, we're basically looking at a 10 to 15 degree drop in CPU and GPU heat.
Andrew says he notices that for some reason on his HP Omen 15, that when he doesn't have it plugged in, it's lagging. Is that normal?
When he doesn't have it plugged in, it's lagging? Yeah, of course. That's absolutely normal. So what's happening is your laptop is trying to preserve battery life, so it's reducing the amount of power that's being sent to the CPU and GPU. Therefore, you're getting slower performance, and therefore the clock speeds are not running as high. So yes, it's quite normal. If you want to override that, make sure at the bottom here, you'll see this little battery icon. Just click on it, and make sure it's all the way to best performance, and you will get significantly less battery life, but you will get more performance. But for anybody who has a laptop, if you want the best performance, you always have to have it plugged in. Like that's the bottom line.
Quick question. So daily driver, phone, laptop.
Daily driver, phone, laptop. So for me, I'm still using the Surface Book 2. My daily phone right now is the Sony Xperia XZ2 Premium. I'm probably going to switch to the Note 9, obviously, because I'm going to be reviewing it. And if I wasn't using the Surface Book 2, it'd probably be the Dell XPS 15, even though it thermal throttles as well.
ZMA says he wants to replace me. Please come by. I can't wait to leave here.
All right. So I got Intel Extreme Utility opened up right now. And so this is for those of you who want to know how to undervolt their CPU. It's very simple, okay? All you have to do is go to Core on the left-hand side over here.
Oh, Roderick said he could send some tests from his Asus VivoBook.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that's using the same sort of processor as well. If you have a good voltage range for the U series, I'd love to test it out, or core voltage offset. So let me know what that is. But right now, I'm going to just reduce it by, let's say, by 0.5. Okay, 0.05. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so right now, the package temperature of all four CPUs, the average is 53 degrees Celsius. Or 58 degrees Celsius. Going up actually right now. Okay, going back down. And right now it's boosting to 3.8. I'm going to hit apply on undervolting, and let's see what happens. Ooh, it's boosting again. 53. Come on, go down. 52. 56. 52. So yeah. For undervolting to make a difference, I'd have to go back and run the tests again. I don't have time to do another test right now because this live stream has gone too far. But basically, you play with the core voltage offset. You put it a little bit lower each time, and you test out the stability of your laptop. If you can still do everything quite comfortably, then you know you can leave the CPU undervolted at that offset. If it has any issues, bring it back up again until you find like the sweet spot. The good news is if it does crash, you can always reboot. And the system itself, or the Intel Extreme Tuning Utility, will reset itself. So it kind of knows. It's a great utility, very easy to use. So, I mean, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up. I'm going to do my own personal tests when offline just because the stream is too long. But overall, by just simply repasting the CPU, I got about 10 to 15 degrees drop in temperature. And the CPU surface temps were under 50 degrees Celsius. I forget what it was in my video. I mean, I have to go back and look at it, but I'm pretty sure it was closer to 50. So before I wrap this up, is there any questions? We've got 5 minutes. Let's do a quick lightning round.
Okay, so where do we start? Andrew says, can you do more double videos?
More double videos of what?
Your twin.
Oh, yes. There are more coming. Especially now that we're going back into phone season. Expect some more twin videos.
Angelica says, which of these phone companies do you like the most and why? Apple and Samsung.
Honestly, I don't really have like a special connection to either or. I think they're both great in certain ways. I mean, at the end of the day, it's whoever designs the best product for me. I mean, out of all the Apple products, the only one that I kind of use is the iPhone and the Apple Watch. I don't use a MacBook Pro. I don't use an iMac. I don't use an actual desktop from them. It's just the iPhone and Apple Watch. They're great products, but I don't really have a relationship to either or. They both make great stuff.
So, Dissenting says he had a great time on the stream. Neeraj says, try raising your laptop with something. It helps in thermals because the intake's on the bottom. Andrew says, bye. Have a beautiful time. Ashan
BLR
says, don't forget the screws on the laptop because you haven't done them yet.
I'm looking at Roderick's comment. BLR. Hey! Don't ever. Sorry. Go on. I didn't mean to. I got dismissed. I apologize. Can you read them again?
No, I was just going through people saying how they enjoyed the stream.
Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. It means everything that you guys are here. Again, if you want to continue this conversation, please follow me on Discord. That's where I'm pretty active there. I'll answer any of your questions and all that kind of stuff. And make sure to follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to get my Twitch numbers up so that I can live stream more games. All the information is in the description down below.
Tom Tech says, how's your wife doing?
Tom Tech, my wife is great. I'll tell her that Tommy T says hello.
Roderick says, Matt, great live stream. Hope the laptop lasts more than a week.
Thanks, Roderick, for the photo confidence.
BLR says, thanks for the stream. Please let your wife dress you next week. Those jean shorts are killing me. I say the same thing every
There's nothing wrong with a good pair of jean shorts, okay? But thank you, BLR, for all your support. I really do appreciate it. You've been amazing.
Mustafa says, is OnePlus 5T worth it for a lower price?
Yeah, why not? It's still a great phone. The difference in speed between the 5T and 6 is not significant. So if you can get it for a good deal, get it.
Which is better, the Moto G6 or Z3 Play?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't used either of those phones. They're not coming here to Canada, and Motorola is mostly working with American content creators right now.
Lover of Tech has given you £1.99.
Thank you, Lover of Tech. You're the man. I really do appreciate it for the support. If you guys don't know who Lover of Tech is, he also has his awesome YouTube channel. He does these really cool little vlogs. He's honest, he's genuine, and if you're looking for a different sort of approach to tech, definitely give him a check.
Someone way better than Matthew.
Hey.
I'm pretty sure he would put some electrical tape.
He would not put electrical tape. Lover of Tech's a rebel, okay? He doesn't use tape. He'd probably connect like those things you put on your car.
Okay, I'm just kind of make my way through it. Some people late, new iPhone, would it be a dual SIM version?
Yes, rumors speculate there will be a dual SIM version. This is very important for the Asian market because, especially in the Indian market, to some of these people, these phones are basically their computer. So having that dual SIM is super important.
ZELZCH says, first time watching a live stream.
Wow, thanks, man. I appreciate it, dude. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if there's any feedback from you guys, please let me know in the comments below or, again, hop on my Discord server.
Fusion Harry says, can't wait for the funeral. Next week will be the funeral.
There will not be a funeral.
Everyone get your speeches ready. There'll be food in
Don't listen, buddy. Don't listen. You're okay.
Upstairs.
You're okay, buddy. You're full of liquid metal.
Are you going to have a merch store, says Nachamoro?
Yes, I have a plan. I already have like a small one, but I haven't really made any of my designs yet. But there is a plan in the future to have a merch store. I just want it to be like meaningful. I don't want to just throw up random t-shirts. I want it to be some good stuff, you know?
Lover of Texas, thanks, Matt. He will DM you on Insta. He might need your help.
Yeah, man. Of course. You know I'm there. I'll help you out anytime.
Thanks for the wedding wishes. Love the stream. Dual SIM, nice.
All right, I think that's it. Yeah. 5:25. I think we're good. I think that's it, guys. So again, might live stream tonight on Twitch. So follow me there. Again, Twitch on Sunday for sure. Again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Discord. And again, thank you so much for all tuning in. And I will let you know whether or not this laptop survives a week, which it will. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'll talk to you soon. And then just end the video.